Welcome to the Retirement Wealth Podcast, where we help you navigate the journey to a fulfilling retirement. Today, we're diving into a topic that many folks, might not think about right away: how to turn your home into retirement income.
That's right, Emily. It's a unique approach that can really make a difference for people looking to supplement their retirement savings or even just make their golden years a little more comfortable.
Exactly. We'll be unpacking some strategies that can help homeowners leverage their property. And we'll also discuss the pros and cons of each option so listeners can make informed decisions.
And we'll touch on things like reverse mortgages, downsizing, and even renting out part of your home. There are so many possibilities.
Absolutely. It's all about finding what works best for your individual situation, right?
Exactly. And let's not forget about the emotional side of these decisions too. Your home is often tied to so many memories and feelings that can make the process a little more complicated.
So true, David, but we're here to guide you through it step by step. Let's get started with some foundational concepts, like assessing your home's value and understanding how that plays into your retirement planning.
Yes, that's a great place to begin. Knowing what you've got can help you make the best choices for your future.
So let's dive into that.
Emily, one of the big reasons this topic is so crucial right now is the changing landscape of retirement. Many people are looking at their homes as a potential source of income to supplement their retirement savings, especially given the unpredictability in the markets.
Absolutely, David. With inflation creeping up, it's becoming harder to stretch fixed incomes, right? Retirees today are facing rising costs for basic necessities, and that puts a lot of pressure on their budgets.
Exactly, and that's where leveraging home equity can really come into play. For instance, I spoke with a couple, let's call them Tom and Sarah, who were nearing retirement. They had a beautiful home in a neighborhood that had appreciated significantly over the years.
Oh, I love a good real-life example. So what did Tom and Sarah decide to do?
Well, they realized that while they had a comfortable nest egg in their 401ks, the way inflation was trending, they needed a bit more flexibility. They looked into options like a reverse mortgage, which allowed them to access their home equity without having to sell their beloved home.
That's such a common concern. I think many people have that emotional attachment to their homes. It's not just a financial asset, it's where they've built their lives.
Right, and there's definitely a psychological component to this. If you can find a way to generate income from your home while still living there, it can bring peace of mind. But it's important to consider the long-term implications, especially with Social Security changes and potential healthcare costs.
Oh, for sure. Those costs can be staggering. And with the possibility of increased taxes down the line, it's a lot to think about.
Exactly. Healthcare costs have been on the rise, and they're projected to continue increasing. For people like Tom and Sarah, they realized that planning for these expenses now could save them a lot of stress later. It's about balancing immediate needs with future obligations.
So what are some strategies they looked into?
Well, aside from that reverse mortgage option, they also considered renting out a room through platforms like Airbnb. They figured it could bring in some extra income, especially during peak tourist seasons in their area.
That's a smart move. It's a great way to utilize space they weren't using and turn it into cash flow.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the income, but also about maintaining their lifestyle. They wanted to travel more, visit family, and enjoy their retirement years without the constant worry of finances.
That's a huge factor, being able to enjoy those years without financial stress. And you mentioned market volatility earlier. That's something many retirees are concerned about right now.
Yes, and with the stock market being, let's say, unpredictable, having a stable income stream from their home can provide a cushion. For example, if the market dips, they're not solely reliant on their investments.
That's so important. And speaking of stability, what about legacy planning?
Great point. Many retirees want to ensure they can leave something for their children or grandchildren. By turning their home into a source of income, they can potentially preserve their investments for legacy purposes.
Right. And that can help them feel more secure about their financial future. It's all interconnected. Income today, protecting assets for tomorrow.
Exactly, and it's a balancing act. You want to ensure you're not just surviving, but thriving in retirement. Plus, it's worth noting that many people don't realize that there are tax advantages to some of these strategies.
Oh, like how?
Well, for instance, the proceeds from a reverse mortgage don't count as taxable income. So if you're looking to keep your taxable income lower, that can be a significant benefit.
That's a great insight. It's like a little hidden gem that can make a big difference.
Right, and then there's the emotional aspect. Feeling financially secure can really allow retirees to enjoy their time, pursue hobbies, travel, or simply spend time with family without that nagging worry about money.
Yes. It's all about the quality of life, isn't it?
It really is. And let's face it, we all want to enjoy our golden years. But it does take some planning and thoughtfulness. The good news is there are plenty of strategies available that can help.
That's true, and I think it's encouraging that homeowners have options. They don't have to feel trapped by their financial situations.
Exactly. It's about empowering them to take control and make informed decisions. So with that in mind, let's explore some core strategies that can help maximize their home's potential and ensure a comfortable retirement. So, Emily, when we talk about turning a home into retirement income, one of the first things that comes to mind is the equity that people have built up over the years.
Right, that can be a significant asset. I mean, many retirees don't realize just how much their home could contribute to their retirement income.
Exactly. And one common strategy is to consider a reverse mortgage. It allows homeowners over 62 to convert part of their home equity into cash without having to sell the house.
That sounds appealing. But there are a lot of factors to consider, right?
Absolutely. With a reverse mortgage, you're not making monthly payments, which can help with cash flow. But it's important to remember that interest builds up over time, and it can eat into your equity.
So if someone is thinking about that option, they really need to weigh the pros and cons, huh?
Yes, and also consider how long they plan to stay in their home. If they move or pass away, the mortgage must be paid off, which might require selling the house.
And that could lead to complications if they don't have a plan in place.
Exactly. Now, aside from reverse mortgages, let's talk about another strategy, renting out part of your home.
Oh, like getting a roommate or maybe even listing it on Airbnb?
Exactly. That can generate a steady stream of income. Let's say you rent out a room for $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year, which can significantly boost your retirement income.
That's a solid chunk of change. But I can see potential challenges there too.
Definitely. You need to consider the responsibilities that come with being a landlord, like maintenance, and ensuring you have good tenants. But if managed well, it can be very rewarding.
And the flexibility of renting can be a big plus. Plus, it keeps you socially engaged, which is important in retirement.
Right, staying socially active is crucial. Now, let's switch gears and talk about investment strategies. Many retirees have a mix of stocks and bonds.
Yes, the classic 70-30 portfolio. That's a rule of thumb many people talk about, right?
Exactly. The idea is to have a higher percentage in stocks for growth and a smaller portion in bonds for stability. Depending on your risk tolerance, you might adjust those percentages as you get older.
So, if someone is 60 and still has a relatively high risk tolerance, they might stick with that 70-30 mix?
For sure. But as they approach retirement, they might want to gradually shift to a more conservative allocation. It's about balancing growth potential with risk.
And what about tax-advantaged accounts like 401ks or IRAs?
Great point. These accounts can be a huge part of your retirement strategy. With a traditional 401k, you're deferring taxes until you withdraw in retirement, which can be beneficial if you expect to be in a lower tax bracket.
Right, but then there's the Roth option, where you pay taxes upfront. That can be advantageous if you think tax rates will rise in the future.
Exactly. And with Roth IRAs, you also have the added benefit of tax-free withdrawals in retirement, which can help with budgeting.
So someone might want to consider a mix of both types of accounts to maximize their tax efficiency?
Absolutely. Diversifying between traditional and Roth accounts can provide flexibility, especially when it comes time to withdraw funds.
And speaking of withdrawals, there's that 4% rule.
Yes. The 4% rule suggests that if you withdraw 4% of your retirement savings each year, your funds should last for about 30 years.
But is that still a reliable guideline? I've heard some experts say it might need some adjustments.
You're right. Market conditions, inflation, and individual spending needs can all impact that rule. Some people might use a bucket strategy instead.
What's the bucket strategy?
It divides your retirement savings into different buckets based on when you'll need to access the money. Short-term needs might be in cash or bonds, while long-term growth can be in stocks.
Oh, that makes sense. So you're not just relying on one withdrawal rate, but rather tailoring your strategy based on your timeline.
Exactly, and by having those buckets, you can avoid having to sell investments during a market downturn, which is crucial for preserving your portfolio.
And let's not forget about Social Security optimization.
Right, Social Security can be a significant piece of your retirement income puzzle. Deciding when to start taking benefits can make a big difference.
I've heard that waiting until age 70 can increase your monthly benefit quite a bit.
Yes! If you delay benefits past your full retirement age, you earn delayed retirement credits, which can boost your monthly payments by about 8% for each year you wait.
But that delays income, which can be tough, especially if someone needs cash flow sooner rather than later.
True. It's all about finding the right balance for your situation. Some people might choose to take Social Security early if they're in need of income, while others can afford to wait.
And let's not forget about required minimum distributions, RMDs, too.
Yes, once you hit age 72, you're required to start withdrawing from your traditional retirement accounts, which can impact your tax situation.
So planning for those distributions is key to managing taxes in retirement.
Precisely. It's about understanding how to withdraw in a way that minimizes your tax burden and keeps your income steady.
And there are strategies, like converting some of your traditional IRA to a Roth IRA before hitting 72, right?
Absolutely. It can be a smart way to manage RMDs down the line and create a tax-free income stream.
Wow, there's a lot to consider.
For sure. And it's essential to keep a diversified approach, combining various income sources, investment strategies, and withdrawal tactics to create a solid retirement plan.
But of course, there are common pitfalls to watch out for.
Exactly. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of retirement planning, but overlooking key details can lead to challenges down the road.
I think we should dive into those pitfalls next.
You know, Emily, one of the biggest pitfalls I see, especially when it comes to turning a home into retirement income, is the sequence of returns risk.
Oh, definitely. That can be a real game changer for retirees, can it?
Exactly. So imagine you've saved up for years, and then, bam, you hit a market downturn right when you start tapping into your investments. It can really derail your plans.
Right, and I think a lot of folks underestimate how that initial withdrawal period can affect their overall portfolio.
They do. I had this client, let's call her Mary, who sold her home and moved into a smaller place to downsize. She thought she could safely withdraw 4% from her investments each year, but she didn't account for the fact that the market was down in her first few years of retirement.
Ouch. So what happened to her?
Well, she ended up having to withdraw more than she planned to just to maintain her lifestyle. And that really ate into her savings. The lesson here is that it's crucial to have a strategy for withdrawing funds, especially in those early years.
Yeah, and that ties into another common mistake, ignoring taxes in your withdrawal strategy.
Absolutely. I had a couple, let's call them Tom and Lisa, who were so focused on cash flow that they didn't think about the tax implications of their withdrawals. They ended up pulling money from their traditional IRAs, which pushed them into a higher tax bracket.
Wow, that's a tough lesson to learn. What did they do about it?
Well, they had to pivot. We worked together to create a more tax-efficient withdrawal strategy, like using their Roth accounts first, allowing the traditional IRAs to grow tax-deferred a bit longer.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about balancing immediate cash needs with long-term tax implications.
Exactly. And then there's the healthcare aspect. Many retirees underestimate their healthcare costs. It's a huge factor in retirement planning.
Definitely. I mean, with rising healthcare costs, it can really add up.
Right. I remember working with a client, let's say his name is John. He had a solid retirement plan, but he completely overlooked the potential costs of long-term care.
That's a big one. What happened with John?
He ended up needing some home health care after a surgery, and the out-of-pocket costs were staggering. He hadn't planned for that at all.
So did he have to adjust his spending or even his lifestyle because of that?
Yes, he had to scale back on other areas just to cover the healthcare expenses. It's a perfect example of why you need to consider longevity and healthcare when building your retirement plan.
And that can be so hard to project, right? I mean, how do you even begin to estimate those costs?
Well, it's about doing some research and having those conversations with a financial advisor. Also, looking into long-term care insurance can be a smart move for many.
For sure. And speaking of planning, let's talk about Social Security. I've seen people claim it too early, thinking they'll get a better deal, but it can really backfire.
Totally. I had a client, let's call her Susan. She was eager to retire at 62 and claimed her Social Security benefits right away, thinking that was the best choice.
But what happened?
Well, she didn't realize that by claiming early, her benefits were reduced significantly. It really cut into her monthly income.
That's frustrating. I guess the takeaway here is to really analyze your options and consider waiting if you can.
Exactly. Waiting even a few years can make a big difference in the monthly payout.
And then there's asset allocation. I think a lot of retirees get complacent, thinking they can just leave their investments alone.
Yes, that can be a slippery slope. I had a couple, let's say they were Rick and Julie, who had a heavy concentration in stocks as they approached retirement.
That sounds risky.
It was. They didn't adjust their portfolio to be more conservative as they got closer to retirement. When the market took a dip, they were hit hard.
So what did they do about it?
We had to reassess their risk tolerance and shift their asset allocation to a more balanced approach. It's really important to review your investments regularly.
Absolutely. So what are some red flags that people should look for while they're planning?
Well, if you're relying solely on one income source, or if you haven't calculated your cash flow needs accurately, those are big red flags.
And what about lifestyle creep?
Yes, that can sneak up on folks too. If you find yourself spending more than you initially planned, that can be a signal to reassess your budget.
So it seems like the key is to stay proactive, right?
Definitely. Regularly reviewing your plan, adjusting for changes in your life or the market, and seeking advice when needed are all essential steps.
And if someone finds themselves in one of these pitfalls, what's the best way to recover?
First, don't panic. Acknowledge the situation and then take a step back to reassess your entire financial plan. Sometimes, small adjustments can make a big difference in your long-term outlook.
That's great advice. It's all about being adaptable and informed, isn't it?
Exactly. And remember, there are professionals who can help guide you through these challenges.
Perfect. And I think that leads us nicely into talking about next steps for listeners who might want to start making changes.
Absolutely. It's always a good idea to set up a financial review, maybe even a consultation with a retirement planner.
Yes, and taking that first step can feel daunting, but it's so worth it for your peace of mind and future security.
Exactly, Emily. The sooner you start, the better prepared you'll be for a fulfilling retirement.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Living your best retirement life.
So as we dive into the next steps and tools you can use today, it's really about taking actionable steps. Things you can do right now, right?
Absolutely, David. I think a great starting point for many folks is to assess their current financial situation. Running some numbers can be incredibly eye-opening.
For sure, utilizing retirement calculators can really help with that. Websites like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab have user-friendly tools that let you input your information and get a better picture of where you stand.
Yeah, and they often provide projections based on different scenarios, which is super helpful. It's like having a mini financial planner at your fingertips.
Exactly. And if you haven't already done so, it's a good idea to visit the Social Security Administration's website, ssa.gov. You can set up your account and review your earnings history and potential benefits. It's a crucial piece of the retirement puzzle.
Right. And speaking of pieces, how about tax tools? Understanding the tax implications of your retirement income is key.
Definitely. Using tax software can help you project your tax obligations in retirement. Programs like TurboTax or H&R Block can guide you through the tax landscape, making it easier to plan accordingly.
And for those who enjoy reading, there are fantastic books out there. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey is a classic for budgeting and debt management, while Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin focuses on aligning your spending with your values.
Great suggestions! And if podcasts are more your style, there are several good ones focused on retirement planning. Retirement Answer Man with Roger Whitney is a solid choice. It's informative and really engaging.
I love that one. And there's also The Retirement Show, which covers a range of topics from investment strategies to lifestyle changes in retirement.
Those are all great resources. Now let's talk about habits. Starting small can make a big difference. reviewing your portfolio quarterly is a good habit to develop.
Yes, and running retirement projections at least once a year can help you stay on track and adjust as needed. It's like a health checkup for your finances.
Exactly. And if you haven't already, consider using financial planning apps. Tools like Mint or Personal Capital can help you keep tabs on your spending and savings, which is great for maintaining that financial health.
Right, and those apps often provide insights that can help you tweak your plans. Plus, they're convenient for tracking your progress over time.
And, it's never too late to improve your plan. Whether you're just starting to think about retirement or you're already in it, every little step you take counts.
So true. Even making small adjustments, like increasing your savings rate or reevaluating your investment choices, can have a significant impact over time.
And remember to connect with a financial advisor too. They can offer personalized advice tailored to your unique situation and help you navigate any complexities.
That's a good point. Having that professional guidance can bring clarity and confidence to your retirement planning journey.
Absolutely. So with these tools in your pocket and these habits to cultivate, you're in a great position to strengthen your retirement plan. This is just the beginning. Well, Emily, as we wrap up our discussion on turning your home into retirement income, there are definitely a few key points to remember.
Absolutely. First off, tapping into your home equity can really provide a significant boost to your retirement funds, right?
Exactly. And whether it's through a reverse mortgage or selling your home, it's all about finding what fits your situation best.
And let's not forget about the importance of understanding the tax implications. That can make a big difference in how much you actually retain from those funds.
Right. And planning ahead is crucial. You want to ensure you're making informed decisions that align with your overall retirement strategy.
Definitely. And, considering the emotional aspect of leaving a long-time home is just as important. It's not just a financial decision.
For sure. It's about balancing your financial needs with your personal feelings.
So true. It's all about building and protecting your wealth as you move into retirement. You've worked hard for it, and you deserve to enjoy it.
Exactly, Emily. And remember, it's never too late to reassess your options and make adjustments. Your retirement journey is unique to you.
Well said, David. And for our listeners, if you found value in today's episode, we'd love for you to like, subscribe, and comment on your biggest takeaway or any questions you might have.
And don't forget to share this episode with someone who's planning for retirement or already in it. You never know how it might help them.
Next time, we'll dive into how to maximize Social Security with spousal strategies. Such an important topic.
I'm looking forward to that. It's such a critical part of retirement planning.
Me too. Thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate you taking the time to listen. Until next time.
Take care, everyone.